don't even think
Hey guys, welcome to the KickBack FC. Thank you for joining us once again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Welcome back to the KickBack FC, your go-to spot for unfiltered real talk, all things soccer. We'll be breaking down the biggest moments, the hottest takes, and everything that you need to stay tapped into the world's game. We'll even talk about some other sports from time to time because if it's big in sports, you know we got some thoughts on it. Whether this is your first time joining in or you've been rocking with us from the jump, again, just want to say thank you to all of our friends and supporters. Once again, my name is Cornelius. I'm joined by my boys and fellow co-hosts. Salam, how you feeling, man?
I feel good, man. It was a great day here in Ohio. 80 degrees. So out here in shorts, kicking it. Gabriel, how are you?
I'm all right, man. This is an okay day. Mike, how you feeling?
Mike is on mute.
Sorry about that. I'm doing good, man. Can't complain. Like Salam said, it was a beautiful sunny day. So, naturally you're gonna feel good. So watched Arsenal lose one of their trophies. So that made me happy as well. But overall, can't complain, man. How you feeling, Cornelius? My brother in blue.
Come see, come saw, man. I'm all right. Not too high, not too low. Just coming in very even keeled. Yeah, the boys in blue are giving me the blues. I'll let you know that much. But we'll get into that a little bit later. But we actually want to start on Mama Africa. I want to start on the home continent and talk about this AFCON a little bit because the CAF, the African footballing governing body, came out and said that Senegal would have to forfeit their AFCON to Morocco after, leaving the field for more than 10 minutes, which I guess under the rules is determined a forfeiture. And it kind of stirred up, social media kind of stirred up, I feel like everybody in the footballing nation. But, Mike, I'll actually start with you. When you heard the news, what was your first reaction?
Embarrassing for the whole continent of Africa, to be honest. It's actually embarrassing because it took you 58 days to make that decision. If you made that decision the next day, sure. The next week, sure. We could debate it. Yes, first of all, we all discussed it here on the pod. The commotion was embarrassing to begin with. For the game to stop for over 10, 15 minutes, have one team off the field and then come back. And I'm sorry. Yes, it was embarrassing, all of that. We watched them win it. I'm sorry. Morocco came back, had a PK. They didn't take care of business. We could have gone back to calls that were missed for Senegal and all of that. But at this point, the game's been done. It's been played. It's been over. The parade has been had. It's been 58 days later. What are you going to tell? It's just another example of how far we are behind in terms of our organization in Africa. I mean, for the CAF to even put out that statement, did they actually think something was actually going to get resolved from this? Like, I don't understand. This has been one of the best AFCONs we've seen. And for this news to come out 58 days later is just, to me, it's embarrassing. That's the only thing for me. This is just embarrassing.
No, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Morocco also did the same thing back in the day. So It's like there's no precedent. It's a rule, but no one set precedent. So it's like, why are we allowing it now? I don't know. This I hate to say it. It just seems like Morocco put in someone made a payment. Literally, this is what it sounds like. I'm so serious. Like I hate to say it, but come on, bro. We know us. Like we know us, bro. It sounds like someone made a payment, and they were like, "All right, you donated to my foundation, whatever they want to call it." And they reversed the thing, and it is embarrassing, Mike. All of it is. We said Senegal should have never walked off the pitch. I agree with that too, but still, like having known that this was done previously, no one did anything about it. There was no reversals, nothing happened. I think there should be consequences. I'm not saying that it should be right. If they came out with fines and this and that, well, sure, I can agree with that. But for you not to do really anything in the past about it, and then now you decide all of a sudden that the host nation gets to just win the tournament 58 days later, like, come on, bro, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
No, yeah, I agree with what you guys said. I'm sorry. It's a shame, honestly, especially because, like Mike said, I felt like this was the best AFCON we've seen in a while. I think that the world really got to see the talent that Africa has in terms of the players and coaches. And it's unfortunate that it ended the way it did. Because we know like the reputation that we have as Africans when it comes to our federations, and a decision like this really doesn't help our case. It really
We're not beating the allegations, bro.
Yeah.
We're not. That's why I'm not even like. So I'm just calling it what it is, bro. Seriously.
So it just kind of feeds more into that narrative, which is very unfortunate. And I mean, it's like it's a different topic all in itself. But when you ask a lot of these African-born players, or players with African descent, why they want to go represent another country, this is part of it. It's because of like stuff like this happens. This is not happening in the Euros, and I hate to say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is not happening in the Gold Cup or like any other competition. But we still have ways to go in Africa, and this was not a good look.
Terrible look, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think y'all said it best. We just aren't beating the allegations, and in a World Cup year too. This is kind of like the stain that we're going into the World Cup with. Now you have Morocco and Senegal kind of. I mean, they're always going to be at odds with each other, but now you're looking at them like, okay, all right, how is it going to be if these teams end up seeing each other down the line? Or now there's just a narrative that you don't necessarily want leading into the World Cup, because people are going to talk. People are going to talk for sure.
And to your point, Cornelius, like when they bring it up during the World Cup, that's what they're going to say.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to say like, oh, and the controversy that happened, this team went through the whole thing. They lifted the trophy, went through their celebrations, and then 58 days later, they called it back and said, "Hey, actually, you guys lost." And it's like,
bro, how do you call VAR 58 days later,
bro? And if you've never like watched AFCON or African soccer, and that's your first kind of impression of it, it's not a good look.
Why would you watch it? It gives no incentive for someone to want to watch it. They're taking, like, bro, you're taking away title and an NBA title 58 days later after they won it, like without like real allegations and precedent set. Nah, bro, it's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. 50, bro. 2 months later, they decide, know what? Nah, y'all ain't winning for real. We watched it with our own eyes. I saw this in real life. Like, you can't tell me that they didn't win. Yeah, it's embarrassing, man. Like you said, this is one thing that's going to be announced every time these two teams are talked about. It'll be the forefront of every commentator's his first statement, and this is the team that won it, and this is the team that he's got stripped away from. So yeah, terrible narratives going into the World Cup.
Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Especially with this, do y'all think Morocco holds any type of responsibility in kind of, putting this to bed? Because if you're Morocco, like, the FA can come out and be like, you know what, tournaments is over. Whoever won it has won it. Let's move on. I feel like they also have some responsibility in all of this to put this to bed. Because if you're Morocco, do you want that trophy really? I mean, I get it, you hosted it, but do you want that trophy?
No, they do, bro. I mean, because
it's an asterisk, man.
I hate to say this because I'm African and I enjoyed the tournament. I enjoyed watching these two teams in the final, but it's like, bro, I have never seen a player on the bench go mess with the keeper playing. I've never seen that before. Bro. It is a player who is not playing. You are in his face. You're about to fight. Like what? I've never seen that, bro. Only we could do. You're taking his towel and like the ball boys. Even the ball boys have the nerve. It's not even forget the player. The player, like he's invested. He's playing on the field. He shouldn't be doing that. The ball boy. Like, nah, bro. Like, I agree, Mike. Like, I feel like the right thing. I can't even say that the right thing to do because I feel like, in my opinion, they probably had a hand in this. But like, I
mean, they protested for days after. Like, if y'all remember, like Moroccans were literally protesting, going to say, hey, like, we need a redo or something, because they weren't they weren't okay with the result, and so. We all know we all know what we want to say. Morocco.
I said it, man. Y'all know what it is, bro.
Yeah. But just wanted to hear y'all takes on that, because I know we talked about it a little bit, but yeah, hopefully things can get better in our home country, man. Mama Africa, we love you. But to come to the MLS and talk about these Ohio teams, two totally different stories between the Columbus Crew and FC Cincinnati. We'll go ahead and start with the Crew because they did take the L this week. Mike. The Crew. I mean, we've talked about it, where the goal's going to come from, but now you're also leaking goals in the back at a very high rate. Your thoughts on this past? Your thoughts on the first 5 weeks of the season thus far?
Week you guys weren't here with us, and I told Salam it feels like the first 4 weeks I've just been kind of repeating myself, really, because the first 4 weeks have kind of looked similar. We're either scoring and then leaking goals, or we're not scoring at all. And this week is just different because this week we actually took the lead against a Toronto side that I felt like we should have gotten a result. Even if we didn't win the game, we should have walked out of Toronto with at least a point. And we didn't do that at all. And I was, I said earlier in the season that, I'm confident with our attack. Other than, if there was any position I was worried about, attack wasn't it. And now I'm starting to question, if, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the whole side, every side of the field. Yes, we had some chances. We hit the post a couple of times, but it's still just looking very. It's not. It's bleak is a good word. It's not very smooth. Like there's no flow in the game, so I'm just so confused as to what exactly we need at this point. I've told you the back line. Y'all know how I feel about it. We're too old in the back. We have two over 30-year-old guys in the back. I mean, they've had some injuries in the past. These guys have been with us, the last few years, but I'm just sorry, but these guys are not good enough. Abu Ali got his goal, but even that, after that, just went missing. Rossi was completely missing apart from, some of the chances he had that hit the post. There's nothing to walk away with. There's more concerns than like hope. I was telling Salam last week, it's only 4 weeks in. I don't want to panic. There's a lot of season left to go. Maybe we just need time, a lot of new faces to gel. But it's getting to the point where it's just like, I just don't see what we're trying to do here. I don't see it. And my hope is just, I'm sorry, it's by the week is this declining. I don't want to call for a manager to be changed or fired or whatever. I don't want to do any of that. We need to give him time. 5 weeks is not enough time, but I still believe that this team needs something. What is it? I don't know if it's just in the back, if we need more guys in the midfield, but overall, from the back to the front, there's no cohesion. And it's concerning because I think we have some bright spots. We have some great players, but there are places that we're just lacking. And
Do you think
that whole back line, I just don't trust. Shout out to Schulte because he's doing the Lord's work, man. I mean, his saves week in, week out. Just on his, saves alone, I feel like he's keeping us in games. If he wasn't making those saves, it would be ugly. I mean, really ugly. He had some great ones this yesterday. So apart from him, the guys in front of him, I think needs to step up, or maybe we just need to switch them out.
what do you think of, new manager, obviously new players on the team? What do you think of the style of play over these first 5 weeks? I mean,
So
obviously it's different than what Nancy had. More
Mhm.
Darlington Nagbe in the middle, so we don't keep as much as the ball.
Yeah.
But what do you think of the style of play these first 5 weeks?
Still trying to figure out what he's asking from the guys because with Wilfred Nancy. Is that, yeah, Wilfred Nancy, you could at least tell, we're trying to keep the ball. That was one good thing with him. I knew we're going to keep the ball and we're going to move the ball. With this one, it seems type of like open. We're too open, in my opinion. I'm not quite sure. Are we still trying to play possession ball or we're just trying to play free flowing? And maybe it's going to take time. Sometimes when you're playing free flowing football, it will take time because guys will have to learn how to do that because you have to defend and attack pretty much the whole time. So I can't sit here and tell you that, oh, I know what he's trying to do because I can't see it. Like I told Salam last week, it seemed like we've looked different every weekend. And it's not a good different. If you get what I'm trying to say. It's like this week we were our attack was good, but everything else just looked like out of place. Like everybody just don't look as comfortable as they should. And I'm not quite sure, Cornelius. I really don't know what kind of style of play he's trying to play, to be honest with you. I don't know if we need more guys. I personally would like to think we just need time. It's a new manager, new system, new players. Let's give it time. But if we would have at least had one win at this point of the season, I'll have some confidence. But man, I don't know.
Don't pull an LA Galaxy, man.
Mhm.
I know, bro. We're at the bottom right now because it looks like some of these teams that are not winning are starting. Everybody's picking up a win here and there, and we still don't have one. So
That's
I
fair
hope we
enough.
can get it. We can get a win here
Honestly,
soon.
you and Philly, man. I didn't know the Philly drop off was going to be insane like this.
Yeah, yeah. It makes me feel a little bit better because another great team is struggling, kind of like us. But this crew situation needs to be figured out because I couldn't tell you, what could be done differently right now. My only confidence is that the back line is just not good enough. I know our back line is not good enough.
Fair enough. On the flip side, Cincinnati, also leaking goals this year, but you're finding ways to pick up 3 points here and there. A big, exciting 4-3 win. Kevin Denke to score the winner with just amount of time expiring. But your thoughts on today's match and just how Cincinnati has looked through the first 5 weeks.
Yeah, bro. Today, man, like today's win felt more than just the 3 points. I felt like it was a big confidence booster for us, especially when you look at what happened midweek. I mean, we completely. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
we
that
got
was crazy.
Y'all got
yeah,
it
That was crazy.
exposed.
we got beat, man, and obviously, like going down to Mexico, it's always going to be tough there to play there. I think all
Yeah,
like the MLS teams, for whatever reason, like they, well, not whatever reason. I mean, the atmosphere is it's a toughened atmosphere to play in, and um, but for us to go out the way we did in the second leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup, like that was tough. That was tough to watch, especially because we won the first game here in Cincinnati. So, um, yeah, midweek we got knocked out of the cup. Today, I mean, we started the game conceding the first goal. So like, I mean, that was, the doubt starts creeping in. But I was really happy with what I saw, man. I think, like I said, it was more than just 3 points today. Defensively, like what I've seen so far to start the season is, like we're leaking goals. And I know Miazga is back now. We need him back to, the level that he was before he got hurt. And I mean, like a large parts of today's game, he just looked like a guy who was coming off of a long-term injury, which is expected. And I don't put all of our defensive like issues on him per se, but he's a big part of our defense. Him, Miles Robinson, Celentano, who obviously just got called up to the national team. But yeah, man, I mean, I felt like we showed a lot of character today. I mean, we answered every goal that they scored. Obviously, we got the fourth one at the end to seal the win at home. But all three of our strikers scored today. Jabari scored. Barlow scored, which Barlow's been huge for us ever since he's came this season. And then Denke obviously got the win. But nah, I felt like today's result had to be nothing but a win when you consider how things went midweek and just kind of the up and down, like, I guess, form that we've shown in the league. Like I said last week to Mike, like for whatever reason, it just seems like we're in this some sort of funk. And even going a man down, I felt like we showed a lot of character and obviously came out with the dub. So this was a huge one for us, just because the East is wide open. Obviously, there's a lot of uncertainty in a lot of different teams. I mean, we just talked about the Crew, right? Philadelphia Union they went from being the best team last season to being the worst team in the East right now, statistically speaking. So the East is wide open. Obviously, we know what Inter Miami can do. Nashville sitting at the top right now. New York had a crazy, start to the season, kind of tapered off, I would say. And I mean, yeah, man, like it's wide open there for us. Like we just have to click, and it's tough. I was talking to my brother-in-law actually about it today, like to come off of such a high from last season. And even last season was really unexpected for us because there was a lot of new people that came in. Denke came in, Evander came in. There's a lot of questions about we don't have Acosta now, so like what is this team going to look like? And last season was great. Couldn't have drawn it up better myself. I mean, we had a player that was in the MVP race, and then you look at the start of this season and it's like, man, like it's definitely not that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that, because I still think we have enough players to compete and be competitive in the East, but we got to take advantage of these games, man. And today was a big step in the right direction, but I still feel like we're not out of the woods yet. There's a lot of questions that our team needs to answer, especially defensively. But yeah, man, today's win was much more than just the 3 points. It was just like a big confidence booster for us overall. So happy to get the win at home.
Montreal's been listening to the pod. They heard what you were saying.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Yeah, and like when you watch the game too, like after they went down, it was like we were on them though. They look like Newcastle a few weeks ago when United played them and Newcastle had a player sent off, and I'm like, oh man, they just got better. But obviously, TQL, like the atmosphere is great. They got behind the team, but I mean, on this flip side, man, this Montreal team, like you gotta ask questions, man. Already, I know it's early, but I mean, you look at today's game and the 2 games to start the season, like it's not been great. But for us, I mean, like I said, it had to be nothing but a win today, and we did that. So yeah.
No, that's fair. I mean, you guys both brought up Philly, and they're sitting on 0 points through the first 5 weeks. I don't know what's the bigger story, them or Nashville at the top of the East and at the top of the Supporter Shield right now. 13 goals scored, only 2 conceded. This Nashville team, we talked about them last year and we talked about them earlier, this season as well, but they look serious. They look very, very serious. How do y'all feel about Nashville these first 5 weeks?
They look good, but I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Nashville does this every year. I feel like they always start off hot every year. But they did this last year. They did this the year before. Like, I want to see where they're at 20 weeks in. That's how I personally feel about them. I always feel like they start hot, which is fair. I mean, like, get your points early, but I feel like they definitely have like a drop off, and that's usually when like Mukhtar, like he gets an annual one, bro, where he's out for like a month. And I feel like they just drop. So yeah, I don't know. They look good though. No shade to them. They definitely look very, very good, but I want to see what they look like farther down the season. Too early to tell, as they'd say on CNN.
Yeah, it's hard to like overreact. Yeah, it's hard to overreact, like, because we're only like 5 weeks in, but them, to me, they look like the best team in the East so far. I mean, you could argue one of the best teams in the MLS. I think, Cornelius, you said that they were in the lead for the Supporter Shield right now. The only teams that I would really think would be in that race are them, San Diego, and Vancouver.
So the top 5 right now is Nashville in first, LAFC in second, both of them sitting on 13 points. Vancouver in third, San Jose in fourth, both of them sitting on 12 points, and then San Diego in fifth place with 11 points. So, you're right there with the teams that you thought.
Yeah, but the East is considerably weaker than the West. I would say. I mean, Charlotte got a big win, which was like, again, against a young, inexperienced New York Red Bulls team, but this has to be like Nashville's year to take it. I mean, obviously, like, Miami's there, so they're probably gonna, like, that's probably their biggest threat right now. But we just got done talking about the Crew. It's like, look at where the Crew is at. Look where FC Cincinnati started this season. Philadelphia, top team in the league in the East last year, and then you come out this year and you look the way you look, and everyone else is kind of right there in the mix. Like the DC Uniteds, everybody else is kind of like right there. But I think, for me, it's like Nashville up here, and then Inter Miami, of course. I mean, they just got knocked out. I think Nashville actually knocked Inter Miami out of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So, I mean, you talk about signs throughout the season. That's a
First one, yeah.
that's a big one. So yeah.
What do you guys think Philly's problem is? Because they sent over Baribo to DC United, and I'm starting to wonder if that was a very good decision.
I don't think it was a very good decision. I mean, he was, I believe he was Philly's leading scorer last year.
Yeah, he was competing in the league too.
For sure.
Top,
yeah. I'm pretty sure he was top 5, if not right around there. But when you lose a goal scorer like that, I mean, that's clearly the focal point of your team. Your identity has to become a little different. And, I haven't seen them play much this year, but currently 0 wins in their first 5, 0 points in their first 5. So clearly there's something that they're missing. And I think it's their goal scorer. I honestly think it is. And he wasn't there for long either. So I don't know what, the long-term goal with that was. Maybe they're trying to bring up Kevin Sullivan quicker. Who knows? But
yeah. I mean, they're trying to integrate young guys like the kid that you just mentioned too. So, like, but I mean, Baribo is one of the best strikers in the league, bro. Him, Surge, Suarez, like, that's, and then how you classify Son and Boninga, but like, that's one of the best strikers in the league, bro. And you just, but that's that's the MLS though, man. The MLS, you can have a great season and it's nothing to sell your best player. They didn't even think about it. Like, like, it's like, so what? But yeah, I mean, it's hard to. How do you replicate what he gave you? I mean, think about even just this point last year. Baribo was already sitting on like how many goals already?
Yeah,
5
like
weeks in,
close to 10. Because
yeah,
I remember one of those first couple of weeks he had a hat trick, brace. Yeah. You're
He's
right.
killing it right now for DC. So
Yeah.
it makes you wonder. That's why I asked the question if that was the right decision to send somebody who was such a big part of your goal scoring and your team in general.
Yeah,
But
but hopefully Kevin Sullivan can come in and do his thing. But a lot of people are high on him. So
He looked good in that one game they played.
Cornelius is a big fan. I know.
Nah, I'm not even a fan of him for real. He's interested in me because his whole family plays, so it's like they've just been gassing him since he was like 13. So I just want to see him play for real. I'm not really super high or super keen on this kid, but they've really been gassing him for a while. So it's like, all right, now that he's here, can we see him play for real? So, but I'm rooting for him. I root for a lot of these young kids, man, especially in America. We might see him in the USA shirt soon. So, you got to get behind some of these star boys or whatever. But
might see him this summer.
let's hop on over to the UK, man. Let's talk about our teams. But before we get into Chelsea, United, and Arsenal, we have to talk about the Tottenham not Spurs. Because it was banter at the beginning of the year, and it's March 22nd, and they still have not found a win in 2026. And now, more than them flirting,
I'm sorry, that's crazy, bro. I didn't even.
Yeah, no, like they're no longer flirting with the relegation battle. It is fully on. They are currently
dating. They're dating.
They're seeing each other. Yeah, no, they definitely holding hands. They definitely holding hands. But yeah, man, only 1 point above West Ham, who sit at 29 points. Spurs with 30 points. Salam, you can go first. Is this time that we see Spurs go down?
It's funny because every week I feel like we've talked about this, and every week I think, like, I don't know, we have a sense, or at least for me, it's like I have this sense of like they can't go down. I know things are bad, but I remember even saying it before, like we started recording, like they're gonna try and be cute with this. They're gonna try and let it go as far as it needs to go to, and then they're just gonna be that fourth team that doesn't slip into the bottom three. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm starting to think now, like, I mean, I don't like them not winning a game in 2026 in the Prem is crazy. That's crazy. Like, not anybody. I think you've played Wolves in there as well too, and it's like,
Correct.
I mean, I guess the teams like us, like, okay, like, yeah, I expect you to lose to Arsenal. I expect you to lose to United. They haven't played you guys yet, which will be
still on our schedule.
Yeah, because you guys are in. I mean, both of you guys are in like must-win situations for different reasons, but I don't know, man. I'm really starting to believe that this can be a reality, and obviously, yeah, it can be a reality because they are where they are. But I just don't think that they can. Who can they beat at this point? They can't. Like, I think Wolves was a part of that run that they had. They lost to them, I believe, or at least dropped points to them. So I mean, at this point, like, yeah, I mean, my favorites to get relegated this season are Spurs and West Ham. West Ham, I was really disappointed with this season, this weekend, because I wanted to see them at least take some points off of Aston Villa. But them and Tottenham, those are two teams where I'm like, I don't see where you guys are going to win. Even Wolves have shown me something, but this is crazy, man.
I truly, bro, I really think it's gonna happen. I think it's so unbelievable to the fact that like none of us believe right now. We're gonna keep talking about it, but I think it really. I'm looking at schedules and I'm looking at teams. And I'm like, well, West Ham has shown me within the past weeks that they still have it within them to pull out results. Like, I don't see this team, the Spurs team, really pulling out results. Like, they're not even scoring goals, bro. Like, their strikers aren't. The well is dry, bro. Like, they haven't. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. And like for West Ham, it was really bad for a time, but they mustered up some type of pride and got back. You know, like it's to the point now where I think it's so unbelievable, but I think it might go. I think it might happen because I don't. Tottenham, and this is the thing. When we come after this international break, coming up, Spurs goes away to Sunderland. There's one thing I know. I know Sunderland's not an easy place to go and play, and Spurs does not have that grit. So it's going to be a long day for them. Like West Ham plays at home against Wolves, who are also fighting for their lives. But West Ham, they've shown me like something, bro. This Spurs team is dead, and there's so much turmoil within the camp between players and management and ownership and everything within that. Like, it doesn't even feel like there's camaraderie within the camp. You can't. It's not a quick fix for that. Like it could be with a manager that gets the group together, but I don't know if this is the guy. He can't seem to find a win either. Yeah, so I just, with the turmoil and everything going on, like, bro, I think they really might be out of here. Like, I'm kind of upset that I didn't in my I guess spoiler, but like in my teams are gonna get relegated. Like, I almost put Spurs, and I truly was like, I really want to put it in here because they'll think I'm a hater, but I really saw it, bro. I'm like, these guys are terrible. And as soon as they get scored on, it's like they're done. Done. I don't know.
I said it a couple of weeks ago that I'm looking at their schedule, and based on how the season have gone, I don't see a win. And even when I said it, I was like, oh, they'll probably get a win in there somewhere. They'll probably get something. Bro, what did I say a couple of weeks ago? Do not lose to Forest. Because if you lose to Forest, now they have that matchup, what do you call it? The tiebreaker on you. And this was a 3-0 clean sheet, and you were at home. You took more shots than they did. They needed, I believe, 3 goals. Y'all took 14 shots and still couldn't come up with a goal.
Yeah,
They're in trouble. I would actually love to see it. I've seen Leicester win it out of nowhere. I want to actually see this. I'm sorry.
I do too.
We've seen crazy shit happen. This is one I really want to see happen.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I just feel like the league is gonna do them like AFCON. And I'm like, nah,
Too
much.
solid.
Nah, bro, we got too much invested into this, man. Like Tottenham can't go down, bro. But let me ask you guys, just real quick.
They don't come right back up. Is that your question? They don't come right back up. Nope.
No, not even that.
Nope.
Not that. I just want to ask you guys these teams. Let's just go we'll just go in a circle here. Cornelius, I'll start with you. Do you think Tottenham beats Sunderland?
No.
Okay, Gabriel, do you think Tottenham beats Brighton?
No.
Mike, do you think
Brighton just beat Liverpool, bro? What?
And funny enough,
Brighton Munich is right back.
Do you think Wolves beats Tottenham, Mike, at home? Yeah, Wolves is at home.
They're going to result against them. Yes.
Okay.
No, you're gassing, Mike. You're gassing. I don't think they do that. I don't think
Wolves at home.
Get that win. But
Wolves is at home. Oh my gosh, that is kind of
that's what
sticky,
I'm saying,
bro.
Bro, look at
Bro.
this.
Nah, they can't, bro.
Do you think they beat Aston Villa?
No.
At Villa Park?
No.
Okay. Do you think they beat
funny
Leeds
enough, though, I think that'll be a draw. I think that'll be like a 2-2 draw because Villa is not. It depends on.
But they're not winning, though. They're not winning.
No,
this is the difference. They're not winning. I don't see them winning.
Draw against Villa. Villa's defense is Swiss cheese, man. It's
Yeah. Shout out to Matty Cash. Do you think Tottenham is beating Leeds at home?
I think they can beat Leeds. I'm not gonna lie. That's a game for them, an open game. Players running beat they can beat Leeds, bro. They can beat Leeds.
The big one. Do you think they can go to Stamford Bridge and beat Chelsea?
No.
Funny enough, I can see it happening.
No, I'll put Mike. We do this every time when it's Spurs, bro. It's Spurs, mate. It's Spurs. They're not beating us at home.
I feel you, man.
They're just not.
And then
I just think
I respect your decision. I'm just letting you know they're not beating us at home.
last game of the season, they play Everton at home.
Everton's they trying to get a European spot.
Yeah, Everton smacked Chelsea this past week. I think they're up in my book.
I don't know, man. With this team, it's just, I just don't see them they don't get up for games anymore. Like, I don't even see that from them. Like, it just goes flat after 10, 15 minutes. And it's just no identity, nothing, bro. I don't know where these points come from. I cannot tell you where these points come from. Even if they score a goal, they get scored on and then heads go down. They go down 1-0, they come back, go up one, is tied 1-1. They get scored on again. Like, there's no, I don't know, man. I really don't. It's these teams, you all say them, yes, can they win? But do I see them at current moment beating any of those teams, like home or away? No, they're worse. I mean, they're better away than they are at home. So their home games, I can't even judge them because it's like I can't even judge how you play at home. You lose more at home than you do away. Like, their results come from away matches. So it's like maybe you go to Chelsea and maybe you can get a draw. Maybe you can go somewhere and get a draw, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. But I can see, like I said earlier this season, I saw West Ham going to City and they're on a run. I was like, they can go get a result. They might be able to get the result. And they drew 1-1. Like, West Ham can show me something, bro. That's why I have more faith. Like, I can believe, West Ham can go here and potentially do something. I don't see that with Spurs. Like, we're 3 months. We're almost in April, fam. It's gonna be 4 months before you can have the potential to get a Premier League win. Come on, bro. Come on. I'm looking at you how I looked at Wolves in the beginning of the season. Like, come on, bro. You're not gonna get a win till the new year. That's crazy. Spurs might be a team that gets wins in the back end of the year and gets no wins 2026. Can you imagine? They don't get winless in 2026. Come on, fam.
I got the perfect person for you. His name is Ruben Amorim. He will get you to where you need to go to. He will get you together, I promise.
And to your point, Gabriel, at least I know who Nuno is as a manager. I don't know this Igor Tudor guy.
Igor, bro, Van looked at him and was like,
I don't know.
Telling me to step up? Bro, that's crazy, bro. Come on, man. Cornelius, if one of your players, if you ever told your players to step up, and if they looked at you, it was like, bro, there's a disconnect going on, man. That's crazy,
sad, bro.
That's crazy.
Oh man, but moving on, man, because we spent way too much time on Spurs. But as losers, we will go first and talk about Chelsea Football Club. We're a joke team right now, to be honest. And, it's frustrating because we had everything going for us. And because whatever happened between upper management and Maresca, they decided to let him go, or he left of his own accord, whatever. And we had a great honeymoon phase with Rossinier, but it's, everything that is done in the dark will come to light. Nah, man, it's crazy too, just because when you look at what Maresca was asking for, he was asking for a defender when Colwell went down. He wasn't able to get that. Went through January windows, still wasn't able to get any help back there. And both of our keepers, I mean, if you looked at the Chelsea game today, the first 10 minutes, Sanchez with a heavy touch almost makes a blunder. And from then he got nutmegged for a goal. We have an issue in the back. Clearly, we're leaking goals. Reece James not on the pitch. And we just don't look like a club right now that could go really win some games. And it's frustrating because me and Mike have to come on here and defend it, you know? Like, this is indefensible. You know what Sanchez is doing? When you look at the attacking part, what Cole Palmer isn't doing, there's no defending it, man. And it just looks piss poor, you know, from top to bottom. And then the manager can't really tell what he's doing. You know, he left a very good position at Strasbourg, and now they're fighting relegation in Ligue 1. And when you look at Chelsea, this last month and a half, got smacked up by PSG in Champions League, getting smacked up.
Hold on, they're fucked too.
I'm sorry.
Like,
oh god,
this past week and a half, we've just been getting smacked up, and we're not defending ourselves. It's bad.
Oh,
it's really bad, man. But you know, I want to say I hope it gets better, but I truly don't see how it can, because the goals have dried up on one end and defending has gotten worse on the other without Reece James being in there specifically. But Mike, how do you feel about our club right now?
To our followers that have been, you know, following us throughout the year, you follow us on social media, you know that we put out the recaps. And my recap this past week was on Chelsea. And what did I say? We might be in deep trouble. We might be in trouble. I'm not going to come out here today and defend any of these guys, because all these guys are weak. All these guys are soft. Like, there is not one of them that I can pick out and be like, oh, you give me something. You know, one of my coworkers was trying to make me feel better. Oh, y'all played in the Club World Cup. You know, I'm like, bro, don't even get me started. I don't care how many games we've played. If you're playing on a good team, chances are you're going to play a lot of games throughout the season. Why? Because you're playing deep into the season. Naturally, you're going to play a lot of games. Yeah, you know, we all have our concerns about all the extra tournaments that, you know, they let us. I don't care about any of that anymore in terms of like using it as an excuse. You guys are just fucking weak. Literally fucking weak. I told Salam last weekend, you know, we went to PSG and got slapped up. You think coming back home to Newcastle, you would give us something.
GRG.
Bro. And what did I tell you, Salam? I was concerned because we didn't score. That was the biggest thing for me. When I saw that, I was like, with the games coming up, this might continue. And guess what? It did. Bro, I really don't have a lot this week. They're just fucking weak. I'm sorry. And then the ownership too. You guys are so obsessed with bringing in young talent. Fuck that young talent bullshit. Like I'm tired of it. We clearly need some experience on this team. How many young players do you need? You have enough young players on the team that those guys can be your core guys that you want to develop together. Sure, do whatever the fuck. But damn, we need some experience on this team. Because I'm watching Everton. Come on, Everton. We can't even dig deep. Come on, Everton. We look like they're giving us this, like it's such a task. You watch the game. Bro, I stopped watching the game and then I went to watch the Crew and then we got fucked over there too. Like it's just like, bro, I'm like, what? I can't defend you anymore. You guys are just weak. You're just soft. If you get slapped up midweek, you come home and you can't give me a performance, I don't expect you to go to Everton and get a result. I just don't. I don't have a lot to say. Liam Rosinha, they clearly are not playing for the guy. Because after Cornelius, what you posted, Enzo was saying in that interview, they're clearly not playing for him. It's so obvious. They're clearly not playing for him. But my goodness, you have to dig deep sometimes, right? I was telling my coworker, man, I sat here watching Golo Kante, fucking ACN, Makalele, Lampard, like guys that would dig deep. Aspilicueta, fucking Ivanovic. These are not like world class players. These are not like crazy name. I mean, some of them that I name are, but like these are not like. This is not crazy. Now I have to watch, Enzo Fernandez and Copama and all these weak guys and Garnacho, and I went from watching Eden Hazard. Now I'm watching Garnacho. All because of young talent. All because of young talent. Bro, I'm just waiting for the season to be over. Let's go fucking Europa League, and that's our level right now, bro. I don't care about the Star Four race anymore because clearly they don't care. Why should I fucking care, bro? From that Newcastle game, bro, it did something to me. It really hurt me because I'm like, bro, you got beat 5-2. You're at home, and you couldn't even give us one goal. Don't win the game. Just tie the game. You couldn't even do that. Bro, I'm done with these guys, man.
You think the Newcastle game was worse than this game?
No.
Or just like what it meant for you guys?
The response that they needed to give after a loss like that.
Yeah.
This game, I didn't expect them to do anything. I literally predicted 3-0. I was not expecting to lose 3-0. But I told my coach, I wouldn't even be surprised if we lose 3-0. And then we, of course, lost 3-0. It's like the Newcastle game kind of gave me a little bit of a foreshadowing of what was to come. Because I'm like, we didn't do anything, and we were at home. Anybody that watched that game, I'm sure a lot of fans left like worried, like, what the hell was that performance? Oh, you know what they did? They ran it back at Everton. They're not playing for the manager. So at this point, they got to start looking for the next guy. I'm tired of doing this over and over and over and over again. I'm fucking tired, bro. We clearly need experience. We need some experience on this team. I don't care what anybody says. You have enough young guys. If you want to make that guy your core, fine. Make them the core of the team. But we need experience. And that experience should be started at the back. Sanchez, Jorgensen, both are useless. I don't even know why we employ those two. Hopefully, the guy at Strasbourg, when he comes in, Pendes, is actually a legit keeper. Because Sanchez is not doing it for me. Jorgensen is not doing it for me. Both of them are useless. That back line is not good enough. I don't care what anybody says. All the guys on the back line are fucking D-class fucking defenders. Because look at the Newcastle game. Fofana, no, just jogging, track your fucking man. Can't do that. But I've said what I need to say. I really don't have a lot for the rest of the season with these guys. It's repeating the same shit and making excuses for them. I'm tired of it.
Yeah,
Oh
I mean,
gosh.
I said it, Mike.
Proper Mike rant. 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So
I said it.
Perfect sound.
I wasn't even going to say anything today. I was just like, I really don't have much to say, but they just pissed me off thinking about it again.
Bro, I said
on your
it.
Heart, man.
I said it when we sacked Maresca. I came on here and I said it. This year's a wash. But it's frustrating because we're still in FA Cup. We're still no longer in Champions League, but we were still in 2-3 competitions. So you hope that the team will be at least up for those type games. And then I couldn't say it better than myself, bro. They're soft. Yeah. They're soft.
I'm tired. That's the conclusion I came to watching the Everton game. Everton was fighting more than us. We're in the top 4 race. They're just trying to have a good season, and we can't. Don't worry, I'm not even.
Don't worry.
I wasn't going to say much today, but I'm just like, I'm done with these guys. I can't make excuses for y'all anymore. I just can't. Like you played a lot of games, so fucking what? Like, let's move past that. You rest. You get rest throughout the fucking week. Now we're out of Champions League. You're going to get more rest. Let's see how you perform. I don't know.
Where are you guys at with Racine there? Because he's been getting a lot of criticism.
It's not, for me, it's not even him, bro. You were thrown into a situation that was already fucked. Like I told you, I was telling you guys, I don't really have high expectations, but just keep doing what you're doing. Right now, the last 4 games, what you've been doing is definitely not working. And I confidently believe they're not playing for him anymore. I don't know where that misconnect came. I don't know if it was the decision to remove Sanchez and go. I don't know. But they're clearly not playing for this guy. Like, and for me, where I stand on, it's not even you, boss. Like, you might have to walk for real. It's not even you. The situation is already fucked before they even brought you in. So I don't know how Cornelius feels, but did you expect to win anything with this guy? Not necessarily. Just keep the ship steady. And clearly he did that for a while, but now it's coming apart. So
yeah, I only asked just because when he came in, he just the press conferences were just they were world class. Like they were. I didn't know what to expect. But I was like, I like this. I like what I
he
usually
definitely
don't watch
speaks
your
well.
guys'. Yeah, I usually don't watch your guys' press conferences like Arteta or Enzo, and I barely even watch ours. But I was like, yo, Liam is that's a press conference worth watching for sure. You'll learn something.
I'm dead, man.
He's
I'm
good.
dead.
He's good with the pen. You always see him on the sideline writing something down. He's
Bro,
got a pen.
Did you see what I
I'll
said?
give him that. He got some bars. He got bars. I'll give him that, man. He's right in frame, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to managing,
Like when you were a kid, you
very
used to draw like that. When you were a kid, you used to draw like the S with the you start with the 3 lines. And then it goes to, he said he was drawing his name, Lear Rossini. I'm like, man, he ain't writing nothing, man.
Bro, this dude was taking a piss, sending Garnacho out with a note. Oh my goodness, how that pissed me off. I really did not think there was gonna be a reaction from everybody. Like, bro, I remember watching and I'm like, bro, what are you sending a note for? The game is over.
Yeah.
And then online, I get online and everybody is like had the same reaction pretty much. But anyway, let's move off of Chelsea, man.
I was gonna say we can end it here,
done.
but I think at this point, the entire fan base, whether you're, in Europe or you're in the States, we kind of all feel the same way about this ownership group. Like it's getting to the point where, bro, we're sick of it because you're taking what we built, something that took us a long time to build. Think about when we lost Roman. It took us a long time to get to the point where we had Maresca, and we all kind of were like, you know what? This guy has shown us that he understands. He's from the Pep school of footballing, and clearly we've trended in the right direction. And then you just shut it down. This is how many. I mean, we're a broken record saying how many times we have a decent manager, then fire him, then have a decent manager, then fire him. And if you're not going to give anybody time at this point, what is the plan? Because
it's not even like time. A manager should be able to give his opinion on the fucking team. He should be able to have some fucking say as to, hey, I don't like this. We should probably go to. He works with the players every day. He should have some say. Just because a manager disagrees with you, we don't align anymore. You have to go. Who are you gonna bring in next?
Yeah, and that's the issue. We knew that Rossini was going to be a yes man. He was going to do whatever the people at top wanted him to do, but now it's to the point where we're losing games. And so
4 in a row.
Yeah, this year, like I said, it's been a wash, but it's just frustrating to watch, Mike. Just like you, I turned it off. I was like, it's no point. It's really no point.
It's like, I don't get it. Like, I really don't get it. So every manager that disagrees with you now, he has to walk.
Yeah.
A manager can have an opinion. He can't have input. When a manager is like, I don't feel supported, all of a sudden is no. You have to challenge each other to be better. If I'm not challenging you, how are you gonna get better? If I'm saying I'm your friend and I'm like, oh, Cornelius, I know you can do better, and I'm not challenging you. How can we get better? The manager has to have a say. And it seems like they just, if you challenge them a little bit, oh no, you don't align. They gave Tuchel 7 games. Now when I look, let's move on.
Yeah. Manchester United, tough draw. Salam, your team honestly looks a lot better under Carrick. Obviously, there are going to be some hurdles, but throughout this year, you guys have shown that you have what it takes to be a top 4 team, a top 4 contender, whatever you want to call it. But this past match, was it a letdown for you to draw against Bournemouth?
I mean, like, let down, I would say no. I mean, obviously, you want to get like all 3 points instead of the share point, but I don't know. I don't want to come on here and just like put our fate in the hands of the ref, but I felt like Ahmad's call should have been called a penalty. Um, it kind of is what it is. There, it didn't get called, and they scored from it, so it is what it is. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really put too much weight on that because you got to give credit for Evan Nielsen for winning the game. I think the touch that he took to take Harry Maguire out and for Harry Maguire to foul him, I thought that was class. That's how you win. That's how you get a point. And I think you have to give him credit for that because that touch right there, that was the game, or maybe not the game. That was the point right there. And Maguire, although that he has shown like good moments, and I understand his value to the team with his leadership, and obviously everything that he's gone through since he's been here with us. Those moments he gets caught out like that, man. He like if it's like a situation where he has to like recover with speed, it's not gonna happen. And honestly, when Evan Nielsen took that touch, I was like, well, he's cooked. He's gonna have to foul. Even in that situation, though, I wouldn't have fouled him. I mean, like Lamens is playing well. Let him like try to make a save at that point. But for you to just give up the penalty, kind of like it was just like it kind of was like all right. But on the positive for me, I mean, Cunha is continuing to look good, to have good performances. I thought he did well to win the penalty for the first goal for us. Kobe Manu has been up and down, but more often than not, he's been good and actually just got called back up into the English national team. So, hopefully he can continue and he can carve out a spot for himself. But overall, man, like you said, Cornelius, I mean, like the team is showing a lot of progress. And, yes, we didn't get the 3 points today, but it's like we still created a lot of chances. I felt like we were the better team on the day, but it came down to 2 situations, which was the Ahmad penalty for me, and then most importantly, the Evan Nielsen touch. I think like that touch right there, I can't speak on it like enough. I like that was the difference in the game. And I also just wanted to give a shout out to Ryan as well too, the Bournemouth winger. I think he's a winger for them, but I felt like he's been good like all season. So him, and then the kid who ended up taking the penalty, I think Coop. I'm sorry for saying his name. Krupi Jr. Yeah, bro. Like those guys, those 2 guys, you're looking at Semenyo now, like him leaving, and it's like, well, shit, we got these 2 guys. So, but no, overall, like, no, I'm still feeling pretty positive about the team. I said a few weeks back, this was the point in the season where when we got to the international break, now we should have a good enough sample size to see if Michael Carrick is going to be in contention with whoever it is that we bring in. Domestically, I think he's the best option. If it's between him and the Bournemouth coach, if it's between him and Oliver Glasner, like if it's between him and like De Zerbi, I'm taking Carrick. But again, like if Luis Enrique is available, if Thomas Tuchel is available, I'll take him. Nagelsmann, I'll take him too. But I don't know. You got to give credit to Carrick. I feel like ever since he's walked in, man, he's really, turned this team around. So this Bournemouth draw was, just a little hiccup for us, but I expect us to do well over this international break, come back and, continue where we left off.
Biggest takeaway from you guys' game is how are we still having these inconsistent calls? I mean, both calls, the Maguire one and the Ahmad one, what was so different from it that Ahmad one wasn't called, but the Maguire one was called. I get the Maguire one. It's kind of boneheaded mistake on his end, but still, how is that Ahmad PK not a PK? I'm trying to like understand how this continues to happen week in, week out. It's just not unacceptable. I thought that was a clear PK.
Yeah.
What kind of explanation is there to give us that wasn't a PK? I don't know, but that's my little 2 cents. That was my biggest takeaway. I felt like it was similar calls. You called it one way for one team, and you called it completely different for the other team.
Yeah, I think the only thing with the Ahmad thing was like Ahmad, and I feel like smaller players or smaller frame players, like they sometimes it's like, oh, he went down too easy. I still think that it should have been a foul, but the Maguire one to me was like that was a clear foul. Like you were taken out of the picture, and you pulled him back because his first touch was a brilliant first touch, and like I was like, man, yeah. But I agree, Mike. I mean, I didn't want to have to be there. Like it didn't have to go there because I mean, even the Cunha one, the Cunha one was a foul as well too. But like, I don't know. We also shouldn't be putting our fate in the hands of the referee. But
you brought up the international break, and you even talked about call-ups. I know this wasn't on the agenda, but how do y'all feel about the England call-ups? 35 players. Tuchel's clearly still making some final decisions on who's going to play where. We saw Trent Alexander-Arnold not be on that 35-man roster. So, as far as Tuchel and the English national team, how do y'all feel about these call-ups?
I mean,
foreign the competition.
Go ahead,
He's
Mike.
the reason. I mean, I've never seen a manager do that, but he's doing his due diligence, and I freaking love that. This is my manager, man. I know, I trust this guy. Whatever this guy wants to do, let's do it because he's proven to me over and over again. He gets shit done. He gets results. So for him not, fall into, just I'm gonna pick the guy he didn't make it a popularity contest. I'm gonna take guys that I think can actually or deserve to be on this team. So he's opened it up enough to really vet everybody out, give everybody an opportunity before he, makes his decision. I hope a lot of managers will do that. Give everybody an opportunity, and whoever makes it, nobody can be like, oh, this guy was snubbed. I gave everybody an opportunity, I watched them closely, and I made my decision. I love that.
Yeah, I agree with Mike. I think it's always good to give, especially like with this being like your first like major tournament, and like you're going into a big World Cup year where England kind of has a lot of expectations given where a lot of these players are at in their career. But yeah, I mean, I think it was good. It was a good look for him. Obviously, like for the players, like you're giving everybody a chance. Like Mike said, there's a few guys on this list where I'm kind of like, I don't really see you going forward with the team. I don't want to get like we don't have to get into specifics on like who per se, but like I don't know. I think like Mike said, I think this is him doing his due diligence. I think he already has an idea of who he wants, but I don't know. Even just looking at some of these guys on the list, I'm like, how are you even like, But it is what it is.
No, fair enough. I just wanted to hear y'all takes on it. And where I think that Tuchel actually benefits is, he's German, so he's a little bit removed from the English, ecosystem, I would say. With Southgate, you felt that he had pressures to pick certain guys. We always said that we always kind of knew who Southgate was going to pick. Because he's part of that English ecosystem. I think with Tuchel being a little bit of an outsider, it's a little bit easier for him to make these tougher decisions. When we interviewed Clive, even he talked about it. He said, as a commentator, sometimes I didn't want to have to ask Southgate about, an important question, you know, during some of these bigger matches where they didn't come out victorious. So you kind of feel that, you know, a little bit within the English, you know, football world. But yeah, you know, like Mike said, I'm glad that he's vetting everybody, giving everybody a chance to say, hey, I deserve to be on that roster. And, you know, we'll see come June. But speaking of Clive Tilsey, shout out to Clive, man. He called the FA Cup, another FA Cup final, or Carabao Cup final, excuse me, under his belt. Manchester City versus Arsenal. Arsenal's first chance at silverware this year. You know, they're still in 3 competitions: domestic, Champions League, and then obviously the league. But they fell short to City. This was Pep Guardiola's 5th Carabao Cup, 5th League Cup. His first, I believe they said since 2021. You know, shout out to Nico O'Reilly. Kid had a brilliant game. Absolutely brilliant game. I said it in the group chat. I don't really know if I rate him yet. You know, but he's one of those players where I feel like every time I watch City play, he's doing something crazy. You know, it's whether he's playing left back, whether he's playing a winger, whether he's in the midfield. I feel like I don't actually know what his role is, but every time I watch him play, it's like, is this really that good, or is it just today? And big players play big in big matches. And, you know, for a final, for you to have a brace, for you to, you know, on the defensive side, lock up Saka. I think he had the most duels won and most duels attempted. So obviously, you know, he had a very, very interactive day. Yeah, man, I feel like, you know, Arsenal looked the better team in the first half, and second half just tale of 2 halves with this team. A lot of the times it's the tale of 2 halves with Arsenal. But for Gabriel, you know, what was your thought on the match today?
Number one, I'm just gonna put it first. This, our manager failed us today. My goodness, our manager failed us today. I don't care what competition it is. Bro, you have your best lineup in a matchup. Simple as that. Especially in the final. I mean, that's what I'm speaking more specifically to. Like in any competition final, bro, it is a chance for silverware, whatever the case may be. You need to have your best players on the pitch. Every player that was available in our field players were the best players available that we had at the time to be on the pitch. Why is our starting keeper not starting the match? I don't get it. I don't care if Kepa has played every match in the competition up until then. Bro, we have a number 1 keeper for a reason. This guy has, 15 clean sheets in the league for a reason. We're not in it for let's get him some minutes. No. This is a final, bro. A final. That's my first issue. Why is Kepa starting? David Raya doesn't have a knock. He's not injured. He's completely healthy. I'm so sorry, bro. You failed us. That's number 1. You failed us. And what does he do? Has a mistake that leads directly to a goal. Directly to a goal. Now, yes, 100% in the first half, I do think that we were the better team. We had chances to score. Kai Havertz, you have to score that. Even Saka after that, you have to score that. You have to lift the ball. And you know, you have to lift the ball in those moments. But regardless of that, yes, we had the first half. We played better in the first half. And, you know, we didn't end up getting a goal. That's fine. That's fine. The second half, City looks the better team. And yes, they kept asking the question, can we score? Can we score? We couldn't connect any passes. I'm not trying to say that this overall match we didn't play well. Like, we played well. Like, our team did not play well today. We didn't. Even in the first half, in the latter half of the first half, we started to fall off a bit. So in the second half, when City are on top of our box for 15 minutes with us pinned in, guys can't connect 2-3 passes just to break pressure. Yeah, it's not good. But at the same time, defensively, it's not like they had so many chances, or their chances were clear cut to where I felt, oh, they're going to score. I didn't feel that. Yeah, there was pressure, 100%. But you weathered the storm. Defensively, I still felt we were fine. But again, Arteta, this is the guy. This is the guy that you pick. Because defensively, I felt 100% confident. I don't think we're going to get scored on. Yes, they're asking questions, but they're not hard-hitting questions. They're not clear-cut chances. But you gifted them a goal. You gifted one of the best teams in the world a goal. That's the worst thing you could do in a final, because then that's blood in the water. We can live with being down 1-0. If Nico O'Reilly would have scored if that would have been their first goal, his second goal, if that would have been the first goal, we can live with that. We can bounce back from that. You don't bounce back from mistakes like that in finals, bro. As soon as that happened, I said the game is dead. We're not winning. We're done. You don't bounce back from things like that in finals. Today, bro, I'm not trying to say any team or anybody on a team played well. Zubamendi, I saw a stat today. He had 14 passes. He connected 8 of them. In a finals match, how do you only have 14 passes? You're a 6. 1. 2, how do you only connect 8 of them? Insane. I'm not trying to point him out. I'm not trying to point out Saka. He didn't play well at all today. Trossard, another one. Gyökeres, shocking. I can go down the list of guys. But to me, I blame Arteta, number one, because it's a final, bro. You tell me Champions League final, you're not going to put out your strongest lineup. You're telling me FA Cup final, you're not going to put out your strongest lineup. So what are we doing? That's my quarrel today. My quarrel is with Arteta, and my quarrel is with Kepa. Because regardless, I don't care what level you are at, bro, it is unacceptable for a keeper to do something like that. I don't care if it's USL. I don't care if it's Cleveland Crunch. I don't care if it's... bro, I don't care what it is. As a keeper, your sole job is to catch the ball, especially the easy ones. Why are you letting a ball slip through in a final, in defining moments? You don't come back from that in matches like that. It's very, very rare. Have you seen it? Yes, but it's extremely rare. And you don't do it to teams like Manchester City. So we can talk about the performances, this guy, that guy. That's my quarrel today. My quarrel today is that we weren't put in the best position to win. Number one, my manager. I look at you first. I 100% look at you first. We can talk about the players, this and the third, but I look at Arteta, and today is on you. But then player-wise, I look at Kepa. Today is on you too. Because you can't do that in a final. You know the position that you're in. Simple as that. So that's really all I have to say, bro. I don't even want to talk about the performances, the game, bro. That's whatever. But today, no, Arteta, today is on you. Today is on you, and I hope this is a learning lesson. The only positive that I can take from today is that, number one, this is a Carabao Cup final on the totem pole. This is the final that I think is the least important out of all of them. So that's number one. And number two, everyone now has some finals experience. This is something that we have not had in a very long time. So yes, Declan Rice had experience with West Ham here, and certain guys have had experiences in other places. But for this group, with the bottom lowest tier title on the line, we learned our lesson today. Everybody, from management to players, everyone learned their lesson today. And I'm glad it was at the Carabao Cup. Now moving forward, I don't, and against in the FA Cup, I think we should beat Southampton when we go to the Champions League and all of these things. If we make other finals in the Champions League or the FA Cup, I better not see a Kepa on the pitch. I don't care if you played every match leading up to it. We better have our strongest lineups from here on out, because I don't understand how you play your strongest lineup for the 10 field players, but you don't play your strongest keeper in. I don't get it. We're not here for this guy deserves this, and no, we're here to win trophies, bro. We're here to get results. So when it's result getting time in the result based matches like finals, I want to see my best 11. I don't care if you're available. you should play. Simple as that. So that's where I'm at with this. I don't have anything else.
It's a very interesting point for me, at least. Hearing from an Arsenal player, what you thought about today's game, and it looks like Kepa was one of the big things for you. And I low-key agree with you because I've always not understood why managers like to do this. I get it. He played the whole tournament. This is the last game. We want to win this game. It's a one game standalone game. I don't care if you played the whole tournament. They usually like to reward, whoever played to play the final. But I agree with you, man. I mean, Ryer's been really good for you guys this year. So I would have loved to see if it made a difference if he plays. I think it would have, but overall, I didn't think City was that much better than you guys. I think in big moments they were just better than you guys. Those two key times are the only times that I can really look at and be like, "Yep, these were the only times they really could have scored." Other than that, throughout the game, I can't pick a lot of chances that they had that I could have been like, "Oh yeah, the goal could maybe that header." In the first half, how Alan had from the Semenyo cross. Other than that, I don't know. It was a good game as a neutral to watch because it was interesting. But I feel for you guys. I mean, like you said, this was the Carabao. This is you getting like a little bit of experience. Now, when the next one comes, I want to see something better. But to me, I feel like even the fact that you guys didn't win this is what we've all been asking for. Give us a finals appearance so we can actually see that, some progress is being made. We got the finals appearance. Now, the next one, you just got to go win it. So,
yeah, but Mike, that's my whole point. Is like, bro, how do you just not start your best players? I don't get it. What is this mentality, bro? What is this mentality, man? What is this mentality?
But
And
from our
it's like
standpoint, it's
when
like
go ahead, my bad.
No, I was just gonna say Kepa played like every minute of the Carabao, so I get why he started him, but I also feel you like in the sense of we have this other guy who is the most clean sheets in the Premier League. That's not by accident, but I don't know. From a coaching standpoint, though, I can see like it'd be tough, bro, for you to be like, "Hey, man, we're gonna go with Riot." Like I'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, but bro, but to Mike's point, and this is what I wanted to say to Mike's point, they didn't do that much, bro. They didn't do that much. I never felt so threatened as like Mike said. That Haaland chance was actually a real chance. I thought he could have headed that goal in. He got off put a little bit, and great, we did just enough. But outside of that, bro, nothing was so threatening to where I was like, oh, this really might be a goal until Kepa gifted them a goal. You don't come back, you don't bounce back from that, bro. You don't. Not with Bayern Munich, not with cities, not with PSGs. No one, not in the final. You can't even no one, bro. No one. So the fact that this is how we get scored on, bro, everyone's heads are just like, what the you can see everyone's just like, bro. I can't blame Zubamendi. Like, no one is to blame but Kepa and Arteta, bro. No one. I'm sorry, not one person. I'm not putting it on anyone else, bro, because it's Arteta's fault for starting Kepa, and Kepa's your fault for not catching the ball. And then it's not even that you just let it go completely through. Like it doesn't even go up till he gives you a chance to maybe recover. And I've seen Raya do it. But he'll recover and get a hand on it to push it out. You don't even do that. You completely let the ball slip through your hands. Come on, bro. I have no patience for it, dog. I'm sorry, bro. This is where I'm at. The performances, we can talk about the players, but nah, man. This is on two people, and I leave it at that. Simple.
Fair enough. I mean, as Gabriel said, as manager, you got to know that players like Kepa are just liable to do something like that. I mean, this is not the first finals where he's called an uproar. So I'll just leave it at that. Chelsea fans know what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, good episode, boys. Let's get into some shout outs.
Yeah, I'll go first. This news actually just dropped 2 hours ago, but I wanted to shout out Antoine Griezmann, man. He's officially going to Orlando City, so that's another star in the MLS. Gonna be rocking the number 7. I feel like this is exactly what Orlando needs: a proven goal scorer, a guy with experience. He's gonna bring a lot of what that team has been lacking, which is experience and the ability to close out games. And yes, he's playing as an attacker, but I don't know, man. This is a guy who's played in big games in tough atmospheres, and when you look at Orlando, like they always seem to start off well and then they just fall short. I mean, obviously they came across the one of the best teams in the East this past week versus Nashville, but I think he's going to be a big addition for this Orlando team, and they could make a late push, man. And for the league, I just feel like it's a good look. This is another world class player, a proven champion, a proven winner coming into the league, and just raising the profile of the league. So shout out to Griezmann, man, Atletico Madrid legend.
That's a good one.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be so petty this week because Arsenal lost. Shout out to Nottingham Forest, man. I am really rooting for this Spurs relegation this year. So any team that is beating Spurs, getting a result against Spurs for the next 7 weeks, I am truly and utterly in debt to you. So shout out to Nottingham Forest for getting 3 points this week. I would love to see, and hopefully West Ham can do it next week. If they win next Premier League game, they'll be my shout out.
I love it. Mine this week is Brian Brobby over on Sunderland, man. Scored the winner against Newcastle this past weekend. And, he's a player that, came over from the Ajax. He's Dutch international, came over from Ajax. And I've kind of been following him just like randomly for the last couple of years. But the Sunderland team looks like they want to stay up, man. And, they when they're at home, they're a force to be reckoned with. But shout out Brian Brobby. He has 6 goals on the year, I believe. But it seems like he's always scoring game winners. It seems like he's scoring like very important goals for this team. So you always need a player like that, somebody that's not afraid of the moment.
Yeah. My shout out today is for the Ghana national team. We had some call ups this week. We're gonna have a lot of debutants, and one of the guys we called up, what's his name? Let me not mess this up, because if I'm gonna shout him out, I might as well do it right. Brendan Thomas Asante, who plays for Coventry. He's had a pretty great season, and it's good to see that we're going out and not only calling guys that are in the top leagues, but guys that are also in the lower leagues. Because the fact that he's playing at Coventry doesn't mean he's not good enough to play for the national team. So I want to see some of these new guys how they look during the international break. But he's had a great season, so. Shout out Brandon Thomas Asante, man. We look forward to hopefully you make the World Cup team. But that's my shout out for the week.
Good episode, guys. International break coming up, so we're gonna have a little bit of a break, but doesn't mean that we don't have any content here at the KickBack FC. We still got some stuff that we're gonna drop here in the next 2 weeks. So, as always, we appreciate your guys' continued support. Gabriel, good luck this week to you and the Cleveland Crunch as you guys go to Vegas. Look to bring home the championship. But yeah, good episode, guys. Safe travels this week, and till next time, peace.